Night Stalker comes out
10
as
seconds
the
to
Slark
pick.
gets picked for Execration. I like the Slark in general because of all
5
the
seconds
control that
remain.
there's. But at the same time, you don't really get much out of your movement speed and your ulti
Dive
because Wyvern and Night Stalker and Primal Beast and Undying all are technically vision-giving heroes. So Night Stalker also can silence if he is in close proximity to the Slark. Even if you're hidden inside your shard, for example, you're still going to get silenced if the Night Stalker is there. So this is a good hero pick in terms of the matchup.
This is the, I always mentioned that Slark is a hit or miss hero, now more of a hit, considering that he did receive significant buffs. But, against the Winter Wyvern, the Slark,
Only
either
10
he
seconds.
completely pops off and is extremely powerful, or the Winter Wyvern just destroys you,
5
because you cannot
seconds.
Dark Pact
Hurry,
off the ulti of the Winter Wyvern. The curse is going to be on you, and then there's going to be a Night Stalker with the silence. So I think if Slark starts falling behind in this game and can't do much, that he's not going to be a factor whatsoever. So this is one of those games where you really, really need the Slark to pop off completely.
Yeah. And Puck is going to have some difficulties as well for the same reason of the Night Stalker, that the silence is just very annoying to play against. And Puck isn't your BKB builder either in the team.
Plus, when you look at Execration's heroes, they're not that tanky. So Night Stalker can actually get away with going for the first item blink, because with just the damage, they can't stand their ground and fight him, so that they send him away. So I'm kind of afraid for Execration here. This Night Stalker is looking like an amazing pick. And also, Winter Wyvern, what this hero likes is to have a vision hero with him, not allow him to get caught. Well, Night Stalker is the perfect one.
So with these final stage bands coming out, the Tusks, Earth Spirits, Nagas, and Bristlebacks, a lot of physical damage being removed, and another initiation tool away from Execration in terms of this Earth Spirit, which I would have actually kind of liked to see because of all the melee that Boom has. That could be a very good Earth Spirit game to have magnetize uptime throughout the entire fight whenever it takes place, and the lane pressure, the rolling boulder roaming capability, which is very good for him too. So I like that they get rid of this hero. Very unsuspected last phase ban as well.
One thing we didn't discuss about Boom Esports is who's going to be playing what? Is it going to be a mid lane Night Stalker? I'd actually like to see that the most in their lineup, and the off lane Primal Beast with the 4 Winter Wyvern, just because the Night Stalker crushes the Puck in the mid lane. It kind of works like the DK Puck matchup. You have overwhelming damage, and if he makes a mistake, you get an early point in the Crippling Fear, and the Puck doesn't get the orb off, and you even kill him. So I'd suspect that Yopaj is going to be playing the Night Stalker, but there's still a lot of flexibility in the Boom Esports lineup.
Only 10 seconds.
Yeah, and looking at the hero picks that Boom has had, they've not played Night Stalker before. They've had... they haven't had Winter Wyvern either. Undying, most likely for Schem. I'd see FBZ has played Primal Beast a couple games. He might look for it again. He's got 2 games on it. There's also 1 Primal Beast game for Yopaj in mid. The Winter Wyvern, if not Schem, does Tims play Wyvern? Does Yopaj play a mid Wyvern and they put Night Stalker as a support or a carry?
I'd assume it is gonna be Tims on the Wyvern. That's what I would like to see. Tims on the Wyvern, Yopaj on the Night Stalker, and FBZ on the Primal Beast. Just the laning setups are gonna make much sense. Primal Beast not afraid of the Slark that much, and Winter Wyvern. I think this game in particular, you do the same as a core and as a support if you have the division necessary, and you do.
Yeah. Terrorblade is in the pool as well. So they're going to go for Phantom Assassin. We're looking at the Pudge ban there. That Pudge was taken away. That maybe they might want TB this game. TB probably just doesn't have a great lane necessarily with the Undying. It can work in some scenarios, but it's also kind of cooldown based. So I think that the reasoning behind the Phantom Assassin makes more sense. And it's an offlane Night Stalker and a mid Primal Beast. So going back to what they have played before during the course of this tournament for Boom. But Execration, what do you think about this draft in general? Support Enigma for Abang?
I think this allows now FBZ to play the Night Stalker nicely in that lane against the Snapfire Slark. You might struggle because of the aggression they would apply in the first 5 minutes. Now when it's in Enigma, Palos is just going to be farming in that lane. And I think it's a solid approach from Execration, considering when you see the PA, if it was an Enigma 4 and a Beastmaster 3, I think Boom Esports picked this PA so that they would crush the Beastmaster. It's one of the better heroes to actually jump in and kill him, considering that Scam is going to be keeping him low in terms of HP. So I think this is an okay setup for Execration, but I still have to be favoring Boom Esports. I think they have everything they need to win this game. They have catch for the puck, they have catch for the Slark, they have superior vision. The late game, could go either way, but always the vision will trump anything else because you'll have the better approach to fights. Beastmaster is a good approach to kind of counteract it, but Night Stalker is just the best hero out there to provide vision, and I think it's gonna be an easier time for Boom Esports to play this one.
Sadly, they fixed the thing that I was hoping Beastmaster Birds to be able to do, that they're able to snipe the couriers with the birds, but now it's been fixed that you can't. So I was a bit disappointed with that because I felt like that should have been in the game as it is, but apparently it was a fix. So it's a bit of a feels bad man moment.
Yeah, definitely. You can't see two innocent creatures killing each other. That's Are you sad about that, Panda?
Well, I mean, I guess if you live, with the theme of don't shoot the messenger, I believe the courier does work the role of the, the basic post office guy, the guy who drops your mail into your post box. He's never done anything bad, but he always gets bitten by the dogs. So I guess for humanity's sake, it's better that these birds don't end up killing couriers. I guess. I mean, I'll submit to your theory here.
I actually thought that mailman and dogs was a myth, but actually it did happen in the neighborhood my parents live in. Their neighbor's dog, they didn't bite the mailman, but it got him. It kind of pushed him away, and he fell from his bike. So it was pretty funny, because he ran away. He thought the dog.
So you're laughing at other people's misery, man, and you're actually an evil person.
Yeah, I can't believe you only now got him to understand that.
Yeah, I always thought highly and good of you, that you are a person of high morals, but I guess you have some hate for the post. What bad have those guys done for you? Did they, I don't know, did they put a surprise in your mailbox when you were a kid and you were excited that the mail was coming, and then you went crying to your mom that your hands are filled in dirt?
Dude, when the fast mail is coming, they say it's gonna come on the 24th. And then when on the 24th? On the 24th, just be home. And then they call you at the time when you're going to the store, and they're like, why aren't you at home? And then they send it back. So, screw those guys.
It is true. That is also fairly true. But yeah, this was a fairly long tangent on a thing that doesn't exist in the game anymore, as it has been removed this morning. Though, what we do have in this game are some pretty interesting heroes and some very interesting synergies. You look at the offlane duo for Execration, for example, with the Beastmaster and the Snapfire, most likely, as I believe Abeng would still want to play this bottom lane with the Enigma. I've not been a huge fan of how this 5 Enigma has been played most of the time, where it's you eat 1 or 2 creeps from the lane, you force yourself to trade against the enemy +4, and we all know Enigma level 1 is horrible at 1, battling for bounties, 2, dueling against any other hero because his right-click damage is bad, his HP pool isn't magnificent either, and then you just don't end up farming the jungle either. Like, I've seen these 10-minute Enigmas with 2 last hits and 1 deny. They've only eaten, like, 1 creep. Yeah, I'm wondering, like, what are they doing?
But this time around, you're going to be laning against the Winter Wyvern, who has even worse attack damage level 1. So, you could be coming out ahead in that trade. And if you're allowing the Slark to farm, I think that is the plan here for Execration. Later on, these Enigmas can fall off. And it seems like they are sending Abeng to the top lane.
Shanks is lining up for a nice scatter blast onto 3. Doesn't want to cookie in for the bounty. Boom is taking 1, 2, 3. And it's the only lonely bounty for Palos. for Execration as we kick this laning stage underway. Night Stalker Wyvern up against the Slark. And for the time being, we have 3 heroes in the top lane. So Aubang, he's going to TP to bottom, but he will use the Eidolons to ease up the pressure for Tino to start things off with. The Skem is already going to be there to greet him. But let's take a quick look in the early seconds with Bob versus Yopaj.
I think we're always used to those shenanigans when an Undying is in the lane, but yeah, Bob versus Yopaj, it's a big damage difference. So Yopaj, he should definitely come out ahead in this lane. At least Bob shouldn't be getting too many denies, if any.
Yeah, that Primal Beast is already packing 103 right-click damage with that roar, so that does a lot of work for him. And Tino did get the early start with the Eidolons, but ended up taking a massive amount of damage, plus the decays from Skem. He's down to 440 max HP. He's even lower now. Jackie Boy, 1-2 slices. Might just be enough for a kill. 1 more to go. Dagger gonna fly in, and 10 HP is more than enough for the Beastmaster to survive. Another decay. The axes are flying in as well to deal some damage onto Skem, and Shanks is battling his heart out against Skem, but he can't quite close out this kill, and it's Jackie Boy to take the first blood onto Tino, and Skem will battle it out versus Shanks. He will get the trade-off, but he paid a heavy price for it. Undying is going to be returning into the lane with max HP, but the first blood for the PA, that is big for the Phantom Assassin.
This is why you pick the PA against the Beastmaster. It's just so easy to jump on him, and when you have this Undying getting people low, then PA missing out on damage in the early levels is not going to be that big of an issue because the HP pool of the enemy is just way too low. So very nicely done by Boom. And you know, in the end, Shanks gets a kill, but as you mentioned, an Undying that is full on mana and HP is going to be even more of an issue.
CS in mid is quite even for now. Bob able to sneak in these right clicks in between. Yopaj trying to work his way out. He's going to charge in for the water rune. He does not want to jaunt himself with the orb all the way that far.
Cool attempted play by Yopaj. You know, Bob, he makes a mistake there and he actually dies, but just staying cool-headed, and you don't go on the orb, you survive, you get the rune, and you'll be fine.
Bottom is also going pretty decent here for both of these cores. Palos is solo laning for a bit, and Aubang is doing some jungling work. I'm liking this already so much more, that he's actually using the easy camp to farm a bit, while Slark can still survive in the lane, to provide a bit of poke. This Winter Wyvern isn't going to be a big threat, and we thought that the Eidolons are going to be a big threat. And as he uses Splinter Blast, the Eidolons just multiplied themselves, so I guess you could think of that as a term of Manta Dodge in a way, because then he ends up taking even more damage from them. Primal Beast is low in mid though. Yopaj needs to be careful because Bob is constantly praying.
He wants to go for this.
I think he wants to. He forces out the roar. He's got 2 points in orb, and he's got that 1 point in waning rift as well, so Yopaj has to be careful. Down 100 HP. Stars have plenty of amount of regen, plus the Fairy Fire. They're diving under the tower in the top lane, those Shanks. He's gonna feel the full extent of Skem with that Tombstone. Unfortunately, it doesn't really do too much as they're able to farm it out of the way. Tino and Shanks both clearing it out.
He didn't want to chase that one on Skem. He has only level 1 in DK.
Yopaj gonna get the kill on Bob. It's gonna be a close call. He's still got himself the face shift by Yopaj. He's gonna be relentless with this one, and this time Bob did jaunt him in the direction where Yopaj was gonna charge, so kind of sealed his fate with this one.
When you're constantly just
Palos. Okay, 10 stick charges. Okay, go ahead.
When you're constantly trying to force out the mistake, at some point it's gonna come, and Yopaj knows it. That's how he plays Dota, and in the end we saw that he got what he came for.
Stand and deliver. Receive and ye shall get. Palos is very low. He's ordering another salve into the lane. There's Enigma's courier bringing some tangos and a Bazzi. So we are going to be seeing Vlad's being picked up on the Enigma, and that is a good point. 2 seconds. Nighttime is going to kick in. FBC already got 1 point in his passive, 2 points in Void. Can keep up the pressure onto the Slark. And Tim's also would like to join in the party. Abeng is going to drive them off for the time being. Get their attention at least. But this Enigma also needs to be careful of his positioning. He can't be too far away. And if he does end up being far away, at least doesn't put himself in the way of Boom's heroes. Because Palos needs to be around. And Abeng, he's got to keep a close eye open for Palos. He's down to 100 HP now. Malaf is also onto the Night Stalker. These are long cooldown abilities on the Enigma just to deliver a bit of poke on the Night Stalker. Palos, I think he might be dead. He's going to pounce away. They don't have enough mana for spells, so that will save his life for the time being.
That is not looking good on the bottom lane for Execration. You can see that Boom Esports, they don't care about killing him. Palos is even like, if you want to kill me, you're going to expend so many resources, and when I come back, I'm going to be farming.
Probably he's coming.
Boom Esports... Yeah, he is. I guess he only wants the bounty.
Did pick up the arcane. He's gonna go all the way. Bounty picked up as well. He's got some prime targets to find here. They want the Slark, but he sees Abeng, and he charges straight in, and he's gonna trample this Enigma down. Such an easy kill. He does so much damage with 3 points in trample.
And still no creep wave for Palos. Kind of reminds me of the previous game, you know, you start off well in terms of CS, and then suddenly everything is taken away from you. Top lane.
Down. Yopaj is now in the top lane. He's got his ulti available as well. He's going to trample down Shanks here. His Puck as well. Needs to use the Pulverize. Bob doesn't quite get the silence out, but he's got the coil. Will hold them on the spot. Primal Beast down to half HP. Enigma wants the piece of this action as well. Malefice might just do the trick. Orb is going to be there. Yopaj charging away with a Malefice. Will tick in. Yaki Boy very low on HP, but just enough to survive. And he's got that Ring of Health for the extra sustainability. And now Bob, under the tower, has an orb available. We use the phase shift and jaunt himself to safety. But Yopaj, he's got a charge available, and he's going to try to connect onto both. He's got the Enigma. That will be happy enough for him to pick it up. And that's the 4th kill for the Primal Beast. And he's topping net worth with these kills.
Arcane Rune on Yopaj really making a difference. You could see there, they weren't even focusing on Jackie. They were trying to kill the Primal Beast, and the one that got closer to dying was actually Jackie. In the end, all of them get out. Very nice poke and prod from Boom, but all of it set up by Yopaj. You see the Puck in the mid lane, you know that he is not going to be able to push the towers, and you'd much rather be the one that starts the fights than your teammates getting gone on by the coil. So very nice approach to the game from him.
5-1 start for Boom. Triple net worth lead again on all of their cores. And starting to build up a bit of a lead as well. This Phantom Assassin is going to be scary. And Palos is being trampled in the bottom lane. FBC clears him out with the Void. And they've even killed the carry, making it now a 2k lead for Boom. And looking for Shanks. Tombstone placed down. Skem wanting this kill. Lil Shredder will do some work, as it is a good counter to the Tombstone from the Undying, but it's still not going to be enough. The slows are too much to deal with. And Shanks down, a kill for Jackie Boy. Now up 202, 4,000 net worth in. And this game is really sliding out of hands from Execration. They got to get a lot out of this Puck this game.
They need level 6s on their supports. Currently, they're lacking in the damage department. The first big thing, though, is going to be the Helm of the Dominator on Tino, but currently he doesn't have it. He's going to be needing that one. That's the first one that allows you to survive, and then you need the level 6s.
Oh, man, he gets killed in his ultis. No way he's going to be running away from Yopaj.
Abeng is dead as well.
Yeah, this Enigma's got nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, no friends remaining. And a double kill for this Primal Beast mid. Yopaj making some blitz moves toward his BKB. They're diving top maybe with the cookie onto Jackie Boy. And here comes the big threat once again. Ow, oh, you want to give me more kills? I'll take it. Shanks is next to fall. Even the dagger flying in, but he wants this one for himself.
I think the Grandma is going to be looking at Mortimer and being like, why aren't you as strong as this lizard, you know? But just not the case right now. It's gonna be Primal Beast all the way. I like how they're utilizing the Puck's inability to go for towers, because he's trying to pressure, but look at the mid lane. It didn't take any damage. If you had like a TA and the Primal Beast was doing this, at least Execration would have the mid lane tower. Here they have nothing.
Could we maybe submit a proposal to put the Snapfire maybe ride on top of Primal Beast, and then Primal Beast turns into Mortimer?
Yeah, maybe. Palos.
He's having fun. Having a lot of fun. Tino doesn't even have a roar. Tombstone comes down, instantly taken away. That was the fastest Tombstone in a while. Thank you for the money. No Pars even gives him the tip.
Good job. Good job, man.
I'm helping.
Yeah, but the other team by giving them 125 gold.
You're helping someone.
I guess that's the main thing in life.
10-1 lead, 2k lead. Let's look at the graph as well, because this is a pretty dramatic start for Boom. Very hefty lead to start building their game from. Night Stalker, who usually needs a bit of time, he's been given time. He's got a lot of farm. He's unkilled. You've got the Primal Beast on a rolling start. You've got a PA almost finishing Battle Fury. Everything is going swellingly for Boom.
The thing is, when Execration get their levels and items, they're getting their levels in the Helm of the Dom is coming. FBZ will get the Blink. And when he gets that Blink, it doesn't matter, because if he engages the fight first, the one that he jumps on is just dead.
Yep, and if it's the puck, that means that Execration have no fighting capability, because he's the one with the highest damage. And Bob is exactly trying to make these moves happen. Heading over to the top lane. He sees Scam, but he can't see Jackie Boy. He's still building that Witchblade. Need to dive under the tower, but does he have backup? Get hit by another dagger. It will crit for a bit of damage onto the puck. Decay will also remove some of that max
Yopaj
HP.
is coming from the side.
He's stalking. He's stalking. He's got a tumbler throw away. Jackie Boy realizes that, hey, I'm actually fine here, guys. Like, no worries. No worries in the world.
That's going to be a very early Battle Fury. A very early one.
Bot tower is also very soft, about to drop. The pressure continues to mount. Yopaj charging in for the action rune. There's one lonely hero Eidolon in the river. He will deny it. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the real action kicks in. Tino with the kill. Tino will die for it, though. I guess it's a worthy trade. He will lose his dummy creep by the looks of it. Bob is also hiding in the trees. He needs to get away. Overrise used onto the Dark Troll Summoner. And 100 extra gold. Actually went for the Undying because he looked like he still had a zombie that did the last hit there, so he got an extra 100 for himself.
There is a reason Boom Esports allowed their PA to die. They understand that this tower currently is more important than the life of their PA, and that's why they baited those things out. Execration, they don't get the tower. They're not gonna get it in the next push either, especially if everyone focuses in the mid lane, and then Execration, they just can't play their lineup. And look at what Boom is doing.
More pressure. Yet again, more pressure. And another dummy creep caught. This one goes for Yopaj.
This might just be one of those games where you're not allowed to play the game that we always kind of point to. But yeah, fear literally. But then teams find a way. If you can't take that top tier 1 with Execration, it is a big problem. The thing is, once the PA gets the Battle Fury, at that point Boom will gladly give it away because they know they're going to be farming the rest of the map a lot easier.
Yep. This net worth lead is going to ramp up in favor for Boom, especially once this Battle Fury is up. PA is going to skyrocket in farm because this timing is just incredibly good. And it's going to put a lot of pressure onto Execration. How can they make map movements? Can they pressure lanes? Because they need Beastmaster online. They need farm on Slark, and they're losing their puck in the mid lane. Bob jaunted in for the 14-minute rune. It wasn't even there. There's only a Primal Beast to greet you for it. And the regen is taken for the Primal Beast. Even Tino tried to deny it from him, but it's not going to happen. And Tims, he's hunting Abeng here. Fortunately, won't be able to get there in time.
Palos needs to be a part of the fight. Enigma doesn't contribute anything, so 3 versus 5, you're not gonna fight when you're already losing, and you need to be the ones applying pressure. So it has to be Palos that actually plays a little bit more aggressive. So we are probably gonna be seeing Slark running towards his team, or better yet, his team coming towards him, because that might be something that Boom doesn't expect.
Well, Boom is actually playing the aggressors here, and Abeng walking in with the black hole, but he's silenced by FBZ. Yopaj is there, Malif is stunned, heal coming out from Palos, they've got the leash coming in, the curse is there as well, the Mortimers are doing some damage, but the heal from Skem is also doing a lot of work, and it might be enough. Yopaj is down, Bob will get the kill, he's got 700 for this one. Looking to take the jaunt to safety, but here comes Jackie Boy from the other direction, slices down the puck, FBZ to follow it up with the Void, and Abeng. Good night, Enigma. 3 for 1. Maybe even more. They're not focusing the tower, they're focusing kills. They want to slaughter everybody.
This is bad. Right idea from Execration. The thing is, you're too weak. And you have to try to make moves like this. I guess now, Boom Esports have expended their spells, so at least Execration will be able to take the top part of the map. It's a big cost, but at least you'll be allowed to play some of the parts of the map that you want to.
3-18. It's been a while since we've seen a lead like this being built, at least in terms of kills. It feels so one-sided, but still the net worth difference is only 2k. Like, every time they've been finding kills, they slowly get themselves back crawling in net worth, which is a positive indicator for Execration, because they still have these fast farming heroes, Slark, Puck, and the Beastmaster. But they just have a big kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, I have a big lake to cross, I guess.
The big thing is Cam has been a good guy and has just been feeding these tombstones to the Snapfire. That's why the gold lead just isn't as high as it should be currently. But Execration, they just don't have anywhere to play. Even if they would go towards the top lane, you can see that Boom already have vision set up there. And as soon as they see Execration trying to get to that part of the map, they're gonna get them out. You can see the smoke already being used.
Bob is right in the front line of fire because FBZ looking for the blink. The silence doesn't come out instantly. It's actually a cooldown for the time being. And Bob gets the coil onto the Night Stalker, allowing him to disengage. Just a tiny bit too early there from FBZ. But now he's got it. And this might surprise Bob, but at least Jenks and Palos are there to help him out. The Illusion Rune as well buys just enough time. FBZ unable to get a follow-up. Again, now he didn't have the Void ready. I think he just started off with it right away and pops his silence, but...
Execration are surviving. They're surviving this part of the game, but Jackie is getting way too strong. He's gonna have a BKB, but doesn't want to fight before level 18 top lane.
Oh, they found Shanks. Had an idea.
They
He's
found
probably
Jackie
around the area as well. Can they actually kill Jackie here in the bot lane? Looks like they can. Bob is very close to it, and he does actually finish off Shanks first. And Jackie Boy is living throughout, and they will kill the Enigma instead. Bob is out of there, and Yopaj, very nice read. They now know that Bob is still probably somewhere in the tree line, but he won't go for him.
At least Execration forced out some rotations to the bottom lane. Again, it's all about making sure that you can play the top lane, and they're allowing Palos to farm. I'm not sure if this Lark can ever get back into the game, but it is the thing that you have to do. But on a more important note, we're getting to a very, very important kill score here.
Under vision is Bob. Tims will get the right click to fly in. That also reveals their ward at the same time. Enigma just walked in, and now he's just gonna die right away.
Or is he?
They did have a 4-step, so that will save him. Yopaj. Artemis Kiss is coming in. Nice curse right onto Bob. Beautiful damage flying in. Bob is dead. Yopaj will live. And the blink coming in from FBZ. Tino will fall. And hunting away, Shanks is gone out of this one, and they cannot kill Yopaj either. This Primal Beast lives, and now he's haste-runed and heading towards the top lane, at least for the bounty for a bottle refill. But looks like not straight for the Slark, so he will be able to TP home.
Yopaj found that haste rune. If not, he maybe would have died there because he didn't have his BKB just yet, and then we wouldn't have this perfect kill score right now happening on our screen. So I'm very happy about it. Gaben is on our side.
Yeah, plenty of pressure coming out, but Execration, how do they relieve themselves under this pressure, Harry? By fighting
they have to force things to happen on the bottom lane, run to top. And that's what you have to continue doing. That is the play. I'm not sure if it wins you the game, but it is the only play you have. That's why you see Execration constantly trying to poke, at least to get info, vision on this heal here, because if they don't have it, they can't play the game.
Palos will initiate onto Yopaj.
He got an axe.
BKB will be popped and then turn around with the Pulverize. Enigma on the back line, there's the Tombstone. Will be causing a lot of issues here on the side of Execration. Shanks to fall, Yopaj to follow it up for a second kill, and that is onto Palos, the carry Slark. Bob gonna be dodging the phase shift. Doesn't get hit by the dagger, but you cannot run away from an entire hero. So Abang is killed on the other side as Tino might have gotten away, and Bob also able to disengage. But that is again a couple set of kills for Boom, and Execration just can't respond with any kills. And as you can see, this net worth, it is now feeling impossibly big to catch up. There's a 4% chance to win for Execration. It has skyrocketed. And Yopaj going for the puck, but can't quite get the connection there.
Boom switched it up. They're not playing their classic push lineups. They're playing let's fight and actually have something to fall back on, being the Jackie PA. Last game, it was a mid-game oriented lineup, but with possibilities of going late and not really focusing that much on push. So they switched things up, and they're looking like the better team over Execration. That's just it. Even though I don't like that Execration went for the 5 Enigma, as you mentioned, the hero sometimes just falls flat, and this is one of those games for sure.
At least he has a Blink Dagger, but this is just a really hard game. Like, you don't really need an Enigma counter if you just pick up the Night Stalker. Like this here, like FBZ, even with just presence in the game, it feels even worse than the fear of Black Hole, the fear of getting Blink silenced.
Yeah, you can literally just blink into the black hole and castle it.
Got some damage onto the PA. They will use the coil as well. He's down to half HP. Mortimer's flying in, but the BKB will be popped by Jackie Boy, and it just slices Bob from 50% to 0. Jank's trying to go for the TP out. Tim's, he's not close enough for the cancel with the curse. And they're TPing mid. Primal Beast is on his way. FBZ is also here. He's got the Void to hit on the board, but not onto the hero. He's a bit too far away for that.
The Axe Shard on FBZ makes Game of Tino impossible. Just impossible to play. He just takes a creep and immediately it gets eaten by a Vampire. I'm liking what Execration are doing. They're doing what they have to, forcing out BKBs, gearing up for the ultra late game. The thing is, when 22 minutes into the game, you're 9k behind, the ultra game tends not to happen.
Yeah, this is a pretty grim situation in terms for Execration. If they get team wiped once, I feel like they've just fallen off of their timer completely, and there's just too many issues to catch up with. If this smoke succeeds, though, Execration will claw themselves together. Maybe get them start to mount a tiny comeback, but they would need a couple more of these.
They're smoking because they can't stay in the bottom lane, not because this is like an awesome move.
Kings will take some damage. Cookie will connect on the Wyvern. Here comes Yopaj. And the Roar is there as well. Tims gets pushed on the low ground. It's away from the Slark, and now they're in trouble. FBC is in the middle of them. The Black Hole from Abang. He's killed while he's channeling it. Tino gonna get controlled as well by Yopaj, and the TP cancel from the charge. Shanks is down. Tino's down. Bob is being spotted as well in the mid lane as the zombie continues to give them vision, and he is right on the heels of it. Jackie Boy,
he has no
he's
TP.
Here, and here comes the zombie. Just relentless, doesn't matter. Jackie slices him down. One crit to seal the deal. This PA is level 18, level 3 ult already. What can you do?
The big thing is you're not even gearing up for the late game with these smokes because the PA isn't using her BKBs. So Jackie's just gonna be as strong. If they get this Roche, the game just kind of ends there. So there is a chance that Execration just run towards the pit right now because they have nothing to better to do once they're back up.
Loving these. Loving the chat reaction on the 322 scoreboard. So we are quite far away from that now. As Boom, they will secure Roshan for themselves. PA's 15,000 net worth as well. This Jackie Boy PA is absolutely humongous. And I don't think they have too many tools anymore at this stage of the game. The BKB just basically counters every move that they want to make. Maybe if they can land a black hole when the Winter Wyvern is not there. But are you going to get an opening like that where PA just suddenly happens to end up being all by himself and he gets black holed?
Right now, it's about Execration. If there is a chance to win, jumping in, jumping out, forcing things to happen, resetting, farming, and doing that for the next 20 minutes. It sounds almost impossible because it pretty much is. Getting a black hole, I think hoping for that, a big black hole, hoping for that is just, it's just naive. Yeah.
And Paulos about to get surprised. FBZ is already here. There's no saving tools on the Slark, so he will die in time. But they will get the cookie, but it's still on top of him, so it doesn't really help. Abeng, they don't even worry about this Enigma anymore. They focus on other targets instead, and now they're TPing towards the top lane. They want to get the lane to push in, but they also want to surprise Bob. Night Stalker is ready on the hunt with his Dark Ascension, and he's gonna find him. There's the silence, and he's gonna solo kill him all by himself. Because he can.
This game is just starting to feel impossible for Execration. Even when you're like losing a hero on the enemy part of the map, very soon Boom can make something else happen.
Look at him kill on Yopaj here. He went a bit too deep here. BKB trying to make a run for it here. Heal coming in from Skem, and he will survive.
And Regen is waiting for him.
Yeah. Oh. Ain't that a wonder?
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
And now Jackie is killing them.
Yeah, Jackie's doing Jackie things.
It's not gonna
2,
stop.
3, 4 hits. Finishes it off with a very nice, neat little crit there. Goes for Shanks, and then we have Palos remaining, which is the last hero from Execration. This is completely different to game number 1, where we did see Execration against difficult odds pull out a very good game for themselves, but this is just a pure and plain outdraft, and Boom picking up the pace and showing why they are what they are.
This Night Stalker pick was just so damn strong, and I have to say, you know, when you lose the laning stage that much and you have an Enigma and an underleveled Snapfire, this is usually how the game is going to look, and Boom Esports even found the good openings to protecting the top lane for a long time.
Palos is in with his Aghanim's, gets the first pounce. Night Stalker, he's back to full HP. Curse comes on the sidelines. It's caught Tino, it's caught Shanks. As they finish the melee racks, then we'll wait for the Curse to run out, and they will stack up for the kill. Meanwhile, Abeng, there's not much that he can do here. He's still waiting for a good black hole to land on his enemies, but the Blink Dagger used, he won't be able to get back in. As Palos is dead, tier 4s are being targeted, and Boom, they want to end it right here. They want to take that grand final spot, and they will.
You know, there's that dip in Dota when there's a pause. Don't be nice to your teammates. Don't make the any more enemies than the 5 that you're already facing, and then Execration just start fighting between each other, hitting each other as well. So definitely not listening to that Dota tip. This was one of the easier games that I watched in this tournament, I have to say. Really no chance for Execration at any point.
Yeah, absolutely no chance to fight back. He might have killed the Night Stalker, but PA is still finishing off the racks. He has an Aegis, has a BKB. There's a bird flying in. Will be BKB. Does nothing to him, since it doesn't even stun these days. There's the black hole. Might be able to get through the first PA, but she still has that second life. But they won't even get through the first Palos. And Bob trying to do their best to hold the Ancient alive. But Execration is going to the lower bracket as Boom Esports stomping their way to the grand finals here at the BTS Pro Series SCA Season 12.
This looked like one of the bigger stomps. I think Boom made a statement. Yeah, Execration, you can win in the group stages when it's not important. When the time comes, we're gonna be showing you who's boss. So they literally slapped Execration back, showing them you're still not prepared. You're gonna have to practice a bit more to be able to take us on, and Execration, they'll get their chance once the next DPC starts. Or maybe, you know, they can battle their ways to the grand finals and get their revenge. You never know.
You can never know. There's still a rematch opportunity waiting for them. They're still in the top 3. which in all things considered, when you had 3 TI teams participating in the group stage, being
Great.
one of those teams in the top 3 and not even a TI team is already a fantastic result for Execration, but they will live on to fight for a second opportunity. Who will face off Boom in the finals? We'll have to wait and find out because we've got a couple more series. We have one more today, and of course the lower bracket finals tomorrow for Execration versus the victor of this next series that is going to be played in just a couple minutes, which is a pretty heated battle because you've got SMG, who started off with a blitz in the group stages, ending the fastest game of the tournament, having absolute control, going second in the group stages. Couple games they fell a bit flat, maybe a bit short, but I guess they've learned from those mistakes. For a reason, they won 11 maps and only lost 5 against a team that is coming from South America, has been boot camping in a bit for a bit in Southeast Asia, and has really made a mockery of some of the teams as well, because, you know, Lumiere went with a crazy sniper. He can go with a crazy pudge. This man can go crazy, and chat goes crazy when you see all the SA fans chanting "Gah." So that is what's up next. Hokori versus SMG. Are you hyped about that one, Harry?
Yeah, for sure. I am. I'm, just looking at it, SMG, I always mention it, against weaker teams, they dominate, but against teams that should be on the same level, they usually fall flat. And that's exactly what happened against Hokori in the group stages. So I'm hoping they kind of pull themselves together and they know how to approach this one, because last time it didn't work out well for them.
All we know is we've got some good Dota coming up here with T-Panda and Harry Freak on the commentary. We'll be back for the last of the next series, and the next and the last series. That's the way I wanted to put it. We'll see you in a bit.